Hello and howdy! This is a bit of something different. Stitching together K-pop clips takes a lot of time, at least the way I do it. So here's footage of the scenery I took while driving around with my friends at the Maple Festival earlier this month. Anyway, today I'm explaining how to quantifiably prove how much of a fan you are. Or a stan. Do you think you're a stan? Only one way to find out.
Here's a little disclaimer. Although I've been thinking about this topic ever since I started indoctrinating this friend of mine, this is still very rough. I should wait longer to iron it out, make it more coherent.
But I want to submit number 3 before I do 1 and 2, and I don't mean poo, but anyways, here's actual disclaimer.
Some of the aspects that I list of being a fan involve having money to spend to support your faves. Is this classist? Maybe. Is this ageist? Definitely. The K-pop fan demographic skews young. I know. I got into K-pop when I was 13. And you don't understand, I could not find places to buy K-pop albums. Not online, not in person obviously, but it was a different time back then. No one knew about K-pop. I only knew one person, IRL, who knew about K-pop, and I corrupted them. And then she fell down the rabbit hole, and now she speaks Korean. Anyway, I made it so that you can qualify for the next tier of K-pop fanning without spending a dime. Are my definition of tiers canon? No, this is not definitive, but here is how I'd define the different levels of fanning and standing.
First, we have the casual listener. Simply put, you like their music. You like listening to their music. You're a fan of their music, but not necessarily of them. To enter the fan-stan spectrum, what is a fan? That means you like the K-pop artist or group. Is it mostly for the music? Is it mostly for the aesthetic? Is it because you think AOA is hot? Well, they are hot, and that is a very valid reason. Next, superfan. This group brings you capital J joy.
But you're not a stan yet. When you're a baby stan, that means you feel invested in this K-pop idol's success, and not in the I hope all the Nugus find success someday type of way. I mean, you want them on Weekly Idol, you want to see them on Music Show Wins, you want to see them succeed. To graduate to being a stan, this means you've spent time on this, you've invested resources, and this group lives in your head rent-free. Now if you're a next level stan, you've spent time, invested resources, and they do not live in your head rent-free because being a stan is now part of your identity.
To be a professional stan, by my definition, you have to check off a lot of boxes, which means you're dedicated, kind of ride or die. To be an ultimate stan, that means you got a perfect score or something.
Which is probably unhealthy or actually a very helpful thing in your life. I don't know. But the way my rating system works is check all that apply.
That number of points will determine which category, which tier of fan you are in. Are you a fan or a stan?
Let's go! So to be a casual listener, you need to know 80% of their title tracks. You can self-identify as a fan, but to be a fan, you need to have learned all the members and watched all the music videos, in addition to knowing and liking 80% of their title tracks. Okay, here's where it gets more complicated. You are a superfan if you have done 4 out of these 7 things. You have an album or a photo card. Bonus point if you bought the album from a site that counts for album sales. Do you stream the music video as soon as it drops? Are you able to recognize the members with different styling and hair from different eras? Have you listened to B-sides from more than one album? Extra point if you listen to the B-sides regularly. Have you picked out a bias for this group? If you have done 4 out of the 7 things, then you count as a superfan. If you've unlocked being a superfan, you can now count how many of the following are true for your relationship with X group or idol. This will determine if you're a stan level or not, and if you are a stan, what tier. So, which of the following are true? Do you watch their behind-the-scenes content, like music video or jacket shooting or V-Lives or other bonus content? Do you wake up early to stream the music video as soon as it is released?
Have you bought multiple copies of the album to boost the number of album sales? Do you know at least half the members' birthdays? Do you collect photo cards? And I don't mean just like, oh, random along the way you get a photo card with the album. I mean you want specific ones and so you collect them.
Do you have a fan page that you've made on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, or whatever and post content there? Or Do you follow 7 or more designated fan accounts? Can you name all the members in order? Bonus point if you can say them at fan chant speed. Have you watched more than one live stream? Have you learned at least one of their choreographies? Do you have any merch? Bonus point if the merch is official merch. Have you introduced the group to other people trying to convert them? Have you participated in a fan event, like a fan gift for the idols or some fan meeting or whatever? Can you list the albums as they were released in order? Can you identify who is singing by the sound of their voice? Have you ever bought sponsored items just to support your faves, such as the hand creams and body spray that Dreamcatcher did with the brand Neogen?
Yes, such things cost money, but 15 out of the 21 items in this section do not.
So, number 17. Have you been to an online concert? Have you been to a concert IRL? You lucky duck. Did you have to travel more than 2 hours to get there? And lastly, do you know any of the inside jokes for this fandom?
So, if I did my math right, which I might not have, I'm not the math guy here, that should be 32 things.
So, now, count how many applied to you, and let's break it down. Being a casual listener and being a fan are pretty simple, as I explained. Being a super fan requires that you agreed with 4 out of the 7 associated statements. Only if you've qualified to be a super fan can you look at the next 21 qualities: 3 or more, baby; 6 or more, true stan; 9 or more, next level stan; 12 or more, professional stan; and 32 is a perfect score.
But this system isn't perfect, because you could be like my friend, who doesn't technically qualify as a super fan and therefore cannot be a stan, but actually has more than 3 qualities of standing.
So I've worked in some ways that you can go above and beyond to definitively prove that you are a stan of XYZ group or idol.
Here are some ways to beat the system. Yes, this is a system I built, but anyway.
The first avenue is what I call high difficulty, due to supply or demand or whatever. You'll see. 1 extra point if you are collecting their whole physical discography. An additional bonus point if it is more than 3 years worth of material. 2 additional points if some of the material are hard to find and out of print. Those methods are difficult because they require supply, in that they demand availability of items and availability of funds to spend on them. Here are some free ways to hack the system and be the best fan stan that you can be. Okay, I call this section Life Hacks. 3 points if you download a voting app for your faves comeback. For voting on a music show, you watch the little ads and you get the little points and you vote on the thingy thing. It's very cute and time consuming. You get an additional point if you keep it on your phone full time, because in addition to being a time consuming activity, it is also a space on your phone consuming thing to do. I think it shows a lot of dedication. I have not reached that level because I fill up my phone with making stupid videos like this. Okay, now the final big ticket bonus item is if you have done a digital, like Bugs or Genie. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how it works. I'm going to figure it out this weekend because Dreamcatcher is coming back on the 12th. Yeah, I'm so excited. It's a full album. Rip at my wallet. But yeah, so how much of a fan are you?
Now just add up all your points from Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, and this bonus section. And what are you? What level have you unlocked? And what do you think of my system? Yeah, if you want to, you can leave a comment of what you got. And you can stay hydrated, because that's what I want you to do. And stand Dreamcatcher! Oh, 14 songs of the apocalypse! Ah!